Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo.
Gilgaboo the jarrow, as falcherrow, gus Goll's Gaccan.
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
Well, the be a cherrim as gals and who'd smooth fast to do. Let's go on the jig frasnik, yeah, and gia near Aspion and Yattle, Sanasta beg. Be a slew giak na samma Jew as nach, be an temperela smooth mush on Celsius jig fast to do, vis ludica gus care Celsius nach fo spanio vagilach. Be a cherrim son who'd smooth merach les shallan greenach as just go fee veg the jig fras for jana grish. Be gia nyas fest na mianach onas and temperela smooth on Celsius jeg and rate. Be flia chit drish mora jamurt vis chit the ve shia flia na samas a lesh gia nyataga vayan jas. Irina grania 3 minutes feed lug she merach as lina grania care minute jeg lug hawk Jew, and we can say fast am I to David Kinla, who's going to give us the weather in English.
Fast am I, generally dry and bright with sunny spells with a risk of 1 or 2 scattered showers coming across on the fresh to strong southwest wind this afternoon and this evening. It becomes less breezy later today and tonight. Temperatures reaching about 11 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. Falling to 4 overnight, largely dry tomorrow with sunny intervals with only a very isolated showers, light to moderate winds, and the outlook outbreaks of rain developing on Tuesday morning, becoming more persistent later. We could do without that, with a strengthening southerly wind. Oh, what a surprise. Sunset tonight 14 minutes past 8, sunrise tomorrow 23 minutes past 6.
Manx Glass and Glazing are proud to be celebrating 40 years serving the Isle of Man's glazing needs. Visit the showroom on the Snugborough Trading Estate. Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
Maybe we can find a place to feel good, and we can treat people with kindness. Find a place to feel good.
I got a good feeling. I'm just taking it all in, floating up and dreaming, dropping into the deep end. And if we're long enough, they'll sing a song for us.
that finished a bit too suddenly, didn't it? Yes. So, David, are you on the road to recovery?
I think so. Murren Terribilis has abated.
Oh, well,
And by golly gock, it was it. Murren Terribilis. I think half the island had it, to be honest. Yeah.
There's lots of these bugs going about. I'm still not 100%. I've been... I don't know, it's one of these things you seem to struggle with colds pretty much non-stop for weeks and weeks and
Well, I
weeks.
got all through the
Yeah.
winter, and I was thinking that I got to Easter weekend. I was just like, whap, have that.
Yeah.
Get nothing done.
And that was the end of
Get
it.
nothing done. So it's still stuck in my chest a bit. I could do with doing something like a sauna or something, but I
What
haven't.
you need is a nice job outside in the air.
Or up in the chimney
yeah,
stack,
somewhere
maybe,
like
in
that.
where I can see Anglesey on a clear day, which will probably be something in about 3 months' time.
Well, let's hope. Well, tomorrow doesn't look so bad.
Although-
Having checked the 5-day forecast earlier in the weekend, and
Aye.
planned my day around a really nice sunny day on Tuesday. It's now the sunny day is Monday
Yes.
when I've got all the things I've got to do planned. So,
Aye.
which is a nuisance because there's trees needing planting still. And
I haven't touched the garden yesterday. I was meant to do it last weekend. I just didn't touch it.
Well, I've got plenty. I got on with the veg garden. Got the early spring planting, if you like. It's not really early spring, but the first big bulk of stuff. So I've got the second early spuds planted now, the main crop spuds planted. More onions, red onions and main crop onions and some
Wonderful.
peas and beans and what else have I got? Carrots, parsnips. I tell you, there's no shortage of seed put in the ground for the slugs to eat.
Well, talk of onions. If the listeners can, I've got a faint aroma of onions coming out of this radio program. That's my fault because I was just cooking up the broth before I left, so it's ready for when I get back.
Quite right too. Yes,
But the wind, Philly, oh my word. Even on Friday, it was blowing our hats off.
Yeah.
I had to come down by 4 o'clock anyway. It started raining at 4, so... And then just yesterday, it was even worse. We were down at Croit Lowy watching the football match. They were trying to kick the ball in a head-on wind. And
it's fine if the wind is blowing from the north.
it was good for the one half either way. But otherwise, the goalkeeper was catching their own goal kicks and all this sort of thing. And then it got worse, and then the squalls came in. They got windier, and then it got wetter, and it's like, temperature went down. And it was all a bit of a hard affair because we lost 2-0, but... There you go. There was always Guinness in the clubhouse afterwards.
Well, that's the positive. And,
yes,
and
cry into our pints.
The football across the water went a little bit better.
Just a touch.
Well,
Aye.
we have lined up for us matinee from Franz Ferdinand, and then Mishra. After the adverts, we'll sing about road dust and honey. I don't know, is it road dust or road dust and honey?
And where are they from, by the way?
I think they're somewhere in England, somewhere in the centre of England, but
rightio.
they're maybe not as centre of England as they sound because there's a very strong, I think it's an Indian influence on them.
I must say,
I will look them up.
the Basque material you've been playing recently, loving it.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
we might sneak one of those in.
Excellent.
But
Yindyssagh.
let's start off with Franz Ferdinand and see how we get on.
Race day, match day, every day. The island's home of sport.
Take your white finger, slide the nail under the top and bottom buttons of my blazer. Relax the fringle, slacken ties and not to look at you in the shoe, but the eyes find the eyes. Find me and follow me through corridors or factories and files. You must follow, leave this academic factory. Will find me in the matinee, the dark of the matinee. It's better accidentally I charm you and tell you of the boys I hate, all the girls I hate, all the words I hate, all the clothes I hate. Oh, I'll never be anything I hate. You smile, mention something that you like, or how you'd have a happy life if you did the things you like. Find me and follow me through corridors or factories, files you must follow, leave this academic factory. You'll find me in the matinee, dark of the matinee. It's better in the matinee, the dark of the matinee is mine. Yes, it's mine. So I'm on BBC Two now, telling Terry Wogan how I made it, and what I made is unclear now. But his deference is, and his laughter is, my words and smile are so easy now. Yes, it's easy now. Yes, it's easy now. Find me and follow me through corridors or factories and files you must follow, leave this academic factory. Will find me in the matinee, dark of the matinee. It's better in the matinee, the dark of the matinee. You will find me and follow me through corridors or factories and files you must follow, leave this academic factory. You will find me in the matinee, the dark of the matinee. Better in the matinee, the dark of the matinee is mine. Yes, it's mine.
Radio Bannon.
Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
When something happens on the island, we're already there. Manx Radio.
The sky turns grey, the trees begin to burn. The breath you draw, clouds around our eyes. You look a little closer, you will find this fruit of the blackthorn tree. Road, dice and honey, shaping the land the way you walk on, and green lights and money doesn't build the land where we come from. And road, dice and honey, shaping the land the way you walk on, and green lights and money doesn't build the land where we come from.
and that was Road Dust and Honey. Now, I don't know, is it road dust? Road dust and honey. Like the dust that you'd sweep from a road? Is it road dust and honey? Is it...
Doesn't sound very palatable.
Road dust as in dust that you would sprinkle on a road and honey? Maybe, I don't think you'd be going a long way, or you'd need a lot of honey, wouldn't you, if you were using that sort of mix. Anyway, Mishra.
It's going to stick to the honey, that's for sure.
Mishra are a global... Mishra are or Mishra is, I don't know. Anyway, Mishra are a global folk band from the UK gathering international recognition who draw together roots in UK traditional music with continent-spanning musical textures into a breathtaking 5-piece performance. And there are other suitably effusive sentences that you can read on the mishramusic.co.uk website. But yes, very good.
An eclectic array of instruments going on there, orchestrally as well.
It's very good, and it's subtle, isn't it? That's what I like about Mishra. I bought the CD, yes,
quite high-end musicianship to get that together.
Yeah, I think
good
so.
on them.
I think so. Well, what are we going to talk about this week?
I think we're not going to listen to Hayseed Dixie for a start, are we?
No, we get into trouble for doing things like that.
Because the ratings plummeted recently.
Yes, we
by
lost
one.
We lost a listener, and apologies to that listener.
By one. Well, one's a big number in the Isle of Man.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's a big number in many cases. If you miss out by one, wherever you are in the world, you've missed out.
That could be a trophy.
1 or 100, you've missed. Mm-hmm. So,
So we're not going to listen to Hayseed Dixie, but can we make up for it? Is there anything else we could do?
Well, I don't know. You had some other band, did you, that sounded a bit like
Well, that's
Hayseed
a good prompt,
Dixie.
that is, yeah. So let's listen to a band that sounds a bit like Hayseed Dixie. In fact, it's Hayseed Dixie, which, going back in the day, the good old Fulton Builders supported this band. And at the time, they were really quite popular. They were made extremely popular on lunchtime radio on Radio 2 that year by Jeremy Vine, I think it was. He used to run that show, and he was always promoting them. Anyway, I think it was Triskel Promotions got them over when they got the Fulton Builders to do the support act at the Gaiety Theatre, and it was sold out.
Well, of course it would be if the Fulton Builders were playing.
Absolutely sold out, and the good lady up at the big house at Greneby had to be escorted from the premises for dancing, for goodness sakes, dancing in the aisles. Shocking, wasn't it? Shocking. But a good bit of trivia about this band. There's 2 brothers in it, the mandolin player and the banjo player. And their father was a very accomplished musician, and he was responsible for the composition of the dueling banjos, which has become extremely iconic and maybe the most well-known banjo tune in the world, even though it's probably the youngest.
Are you going to play it for us later?
I didn't bring my banjo.
No, I noticed there's no banjo. Oh dear.
Well, I didn't want the plummet. I didn't want the ratings to go down by a massive one.
I thought with all your lying around in bed for 2 or 3 weeks, you'd have had plenty of time to practice. Anyway, let's...
I'm a good shot and a spittoon from the bed now, anyway, that's for sure.
There's always a risk of playing something that you've not listened to before, but I like risk. I'm a risk taker. So this is from...
We haven't even heard this yet, have we? We must confess, but with the title and this band, what could possibly go wrong?
And this is from YouTube, playing live Bohemian Rhapsody by Hayseed Dixie.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? I'm caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. 'Cause he's easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama, I just killed a man. I put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, anyway the wind blows, I didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. too late. My time has come. Send shivers down my spine. Body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've gotta go. I gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, when you do the fandango. Galileo, Figaro. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go?
This belong.
No,
Ain't gonna let you go.
let me go.
This belong. Ain't gonna let you go.
Let me go.
This belong. Ain't gonna let you go.
Let me go.
Ain't gonna let you go.
Let me go.
Ain't gonna let you go.
Let me go.
No.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. Yeah. So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Oh yeah. Nothing really matters, anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Any way the wind blows.
Well,
What hilarity that
what
just
did you make
caused.
of that? Hang on.
She'd seen me when I met her.
There we are. Sorry, boys, that's enough of you fellas for one day.
Oh, that's oh my word! The
So-
Muppets couldn't have arranged that one better. That was wonderful.
It was great, wasn't it?
It was.
Well, I liked it. Listener, text us in 166177 or studio@manxradio.com and tell us what you think. And people already have. Hi, guys. This is from Ian. I think that version is far better than Queen's original.
Good man.
Well, there you are. I mean, I'm not wholly convinced, but I thought it was... Well,
Wonderful
it
musicianship,
is rare
great
that you
arrangement.
listen to
It's listenable.
something as classic, such a classic song as Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Finding someone who's good enough to come up with something that's as good
yes.
is pretty good. And yeah, it was great. And yeah, thanks Ian for texting in. Also, Graham has texted in. You mentioned carrots. What are they in glorious Gill? Well, I did think when I was reading all these things out, I should have mentioned. Oh, no, I wasn't reading. I was just reciting, remembering. So, Carrigan is carrots. Pesmodon. Pesmod is a parsnip. Pesmodon is parsnips. Onishan are onions. Presen are potatoes. What else did I say I'd planted? I can't remember now. What else did I say?
But you got hawthorn coming as well, haven't you?
Well, yes, hawthorn.
But they're not
trees do.
edible.
No, they're not.
However, they
Dry.
make good medicine for winter. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, and people used to eat the leaves.
Indeed.
If they were desperate. I've have ate hawthorn leaves, young hawthorn leaves, and they're quite tasty. They would do. Maybe as a salad or something.
But the hawthorn berries at the end of
Don't
autumn,
go eating them, fellas.
well, you can boil them up.
Can you?
Yeah, you get to the end of the autumn, you can boil the hawthorn up, and that makes this amazing elixir of life tincture.
Right.
Indeed.
Well, there we go.
There
well,
you go.
Don't try this at home.
No, disclaimer on that. Don't try it at home.
Right, and what else have we got? So, I'll remember as the program goes on, and I'll tell you some more Manx vegetable names. Pornsican as pisherin. Pornsican is beans. Pisherin, peas. Those were the others. And Graham loved that rendition. Thinks that Hayseed
Dixie
are brilliant, and yes, they are.
I think we should have a bit more of that on the show coming up.
I think it's got to happen now.
Yeah,
hasn't it?
absolutely.
What surprises me, maybe it shouldn't, but it surprises me, is that they're not on the Manx radio system.
Scameltack.
Well, yes, you'd wonder. You would wonder. Maybe I'll see, can I make a change on that at some
Just
point.
one of my memories of the Great Gaiety gig when the Thalton Builders supported them down there. Our good friend in the band, John JC, God rest his soul. It was sponsored by Bushies, so there was kegs of Bushies ale actually on the stage. And the band didn't mind at all, but John, just when his pint glass was empty, would just walk onto the stage right, fill up his pint glass, give it a cheers to the crowd, exit stage left. And this was going on all through the gig, and they didn't mind at all. It was just a lovely thing.
It is wonderful. Well, we're getting a bit late for the weather, so we've got a few jingles to play, and then we'll get to the weather.
Manx Radio. Station and nation running on
That, of course, is our cue for the weather in Manx, as well as the Manx track, which I'll keep you in suspension as to. Is that the word? No, it isn't. I'll let you know shortly. Anyway, be a cheramus galson and could smooth faster Jew, go beg on the be frassen, be a cheramus and could smooth merach, och be fliachet rish morage mert, vis chit the ve sheer flian the summer.
One or two scattered showers perhaps coming through over the next few hours, but looking out the window, it looks absolutely fine. But this strong southwest wind will be backing off now, and largely dry tomorrow with sunny intervals, only isolated showers. Moderate southwest breezes tomorrow, and top temperature of 11 degrees Celsius.
Well, I don't often play Skeeal tracks, but I thought, well, nobody else is going to play them if I, so I may as well. And I found this one and thought we could play this. Kurjan Kujach and the Mariners Choir, amongst others, I'm sure, were singing with the Corrib Singers this week. And I thought at the session on the Tuesday night when I was singing with the Kurjan, we went to the sidings afterwards, and had a bit of a session. I thought this would have been a good one to sing, but then I never got round to singing it. Voice has been a bit croaky and not quite
More and terrible.
It's not good. Anyway, this is Rina Mara, the King of the Sea by Skeeal, and you'll probably recognise the second part.
Galas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
Up with the log and let her run before the wind and tide. The gannets plunge, the gulls keep watch, the heron shoulders wide. Oh, the heron boys, the heron, oh, the heron boys. For me, red or pickled, fresh or kippered, oh, the heron is king of the sea. Country head and Yabble Point will soon be left behind. A fleshy base, a west by west, a merry friends we'll find. Oh, the heron boys, the heron, oh, the heron boys. For me, red or kippered, fresh or pickled, oh, the heron is king of the sea. Admiral Quirk has struck his flag, so down with the nets and prey. The fisher's friend to bless our homes and toil by night and day. Oh, the heron boys, the heron, oh, the heron boys. For me, red or kippered, fresh or pickled, oh, the heron is king of the sea. Over the Croughny Airy lay the sun's bright signal shines. 'Tis time to haul a glittering train and ship our loaded lines. Oh, the heron boys, the heron, oh, the heron boys. For me, red or kippered, fresh or pickled, oh, the heron is king of the sea. With moistened brow and grateful heart and joyful voice we raise, as homeward glides a gallant draft, our morning songs of praise. Oh, the heron boys, the heron, oh, the heron boys. For me, red or kippered, fresh or pickled, oh, the heron is king of the sea. And that was Skeeal with Rina Mara, the King of the Sea. And you will...
The Al Heron Boys.
You'll know the Heron Boys. Yes, yes, you'll know that. Ever heard of a fella called Harrison? George.
Know him well.
Well, he's going to blow us away.
Good man.
Day turned black, sky ripped apart. Rain for years till it dampened my heart. Cracks in the leaks, the floorboards could rot. About to go down, I'd almost forgot. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. Sky cleared up, day turned to bright. Closing both eyes, the head filled with light. Hard to remember the state I was in. Instant amnesia, yanked to the end. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be breezes are singing, they're feeling good. Moment passed like I knew that it should. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away. All I got to do is to love you. All I got to be is be happy. All it's got to take is some warmth to make it blow away, blow away, blow away.
Galla's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And that, of course, was Blow Away by George Harrison. And very nice piece of music it was, too.
Lovely.
I thought so, anyway. When was that? When was... Yes, you tell me. When do you think that piece of music would have been hitting the airwaves?
72, I'll go for.
1979, as it happened.
It's much later than I would have anticipated.
Yes, well, absolutely.
Yeah,
But still,
prolific songwriter, wasn't he?
yeah, absolutely. Fantastic songs, really.
And the handmade films firm he had together as well, that bailed, was it, with Nail and I out, didn't it?
Yeah.
For their funding, which went on to be an iconic British comedy.
Yeah.
I think he was involved with Monty Python as well for a while as
Oh,
well.
was he?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think The Life of Brian was part of handmade films.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
it was, wasn't it?
What a man!
Well, exactly.
We
Anyway,
love
that
George.
was him, and I have now worked out what went wrong with the CDs.
It's the Munja Vega
No,
having a
it's
go
not.
at you.
It's not. It's me being stupid. It's, what I did. Trouble is, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. You see, and I'm not seeing as well. And so I had CD one, put the thing in the top CD, which you'd imagine is the top
Aye.
of the 3 CDs. You'd imagine the top one would be CD one.
Oh no, I would have said that was CD3.
Would you?
Oh, it's
Well,
obvious.
Well, had you said that, we would have got it. So we will have a go.
It is a
at,
bit backwards, I must say.
Listening to that in a very short time.
Super.
I mean, we still haven't started on any of your list of things to talk about yet, have we?
I've got all sorts of things to talk about. I'm going to go back onto the mills.
Well, let's
because
see, can we fit in 3 minutes on mills? Or
3 minutes
maybe-
on
maybe
mills.
not quite.
Well, I started. I'm going to start it again, but right at the very top of the Silverburn River. And of course, where the Silverburn River is fed is the Kringle Reservoir, isn't it? That's the very, very start of it. However, as you come down on, there's tributaries. The first one comes in off those lovely fields where those Tholtons are, just down on the Magnetic Hill, and some tributaries that come in on there. And I've got Orwin Vitch. That's what the first one's called. I had a look on the Ordnance
How do you
Survey.
spell it?
Awin is the first word.
So that's Avon.
Avon.
Which is a river.
And then Vitch, Vitche.
Vitche.
Yeah.
Avon Vitch. Well, I'll look that up.
And they're hardly rivers at all. They're just like not much more than
trickles.
running streams in a
Yeah.
ditch, really. But they're the first tributaries. And we come down, and the first mill that we've got sitting there is the Gleon Cam. How would you? Well, I know Gleon's Glen, of course.
Yeah.
Cam, I'm not too sure. Crooked.
Yes.
The Crooked Glen.
Surprised you didn't know Crooked.
And you know, I've scoured the Ordnance Survey map even before it came out today. And I've been following this river. I got my magnifying glass out. I cannot find this place. But it's a butter churning mill. And it had a really quite a sizable wheel. And we were talking about this last time.
Yes, we did. We mentioned
my
the
word, how much butter do you need with an 8-foot wheel? You know, that's a lot of power that they've got there. So I'm really looking forward. So anyone knows where Gleon Cam Mill may have been or is, please let us know on 166 177 because I'd love to know. So that's the first one. And the next one down is the Greneby Mill. And I don't know what workings are left of the Greneby Mill, but the Greneby farm up there really was it's a big spread. It's a big spread of land, and all the outhouses and the farmhouse, an absolute grand building in its day.
Well, we'll get on to the rest of that shortly.
I'm not finished yet.
I know, but we'll hear that in the second hour.
Super.
But first, if the technology isn't going to let me down a third time, this is Bisky Reesht with Lorem Peen, which is by myself. And hopefully I won't be by myself when I press this button and see what happens.
Every me and fear Yun mish the fur Gis aimen is fire Gaccan Raw and trash and brow And I reisht morale Hug me ribbon and envision Nish tashin loud rely As me
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
Well, I think we'll have the weather in English to start.
Generally dry and bright for the rest of the day. You might maybe one or two showers, but this fresh wind is going to back off and it's become less breezy. Tomorrow, temperatures reaching about 11 degrees Celsius with some sunny intervals and only very isolated showers. Tuesday, rain developing, becoming more persistent in the day with a strengthening southerly wind.
As be a chirm as gyals and coots move faster due, lesh gau on the jig frasnig a year near as bjorn and yattles and as to beg, be na slugiak na samma due as noch, be an temperele smoo mosh on Celsius jig faster due, vis ludiger as care Celsius noch fo spare new vodulach. Be a chirm son coots move merach, lesh shall and greenach as just gau fi veg, the jig fras for janach rish. Be gia nyash fest na menach on as an temperele smoo on Celsius jeg and rate be flia chit rish mora jamert vis chit the ve shia flia na samasale lesh gia nyataga vine jas irina grania 3 minutes feed lug she merach as line grania care minute jeg lug hawk dew.
Aluminium windows and lift and slide patio doors now available for you to try in the Manx Glass and Glazing showroom on the Snugborough Trading Estate. Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
Fiction, I could tell you're on some
Gillia Sewell Garum by Texas. Gillia Sewell Garum. For a black eye, you tend to say a blue eye in Manx. A Sewell Garum.
I presume it's black-eyed, not like a bean, more like an injury. Is that you relating
Well, yeah.
to?
Well, it's I mean, I suppose it could be. So if Sewell do if we or Sewell who maybe, yes, but yes, black-eyed boy.
Well,
if it's a black eye, it would be a Sewell Garum.
Both my sons are rugby players, so I'm quite used to this.
Well, just have a listen to this now.
And I'm sure I heard them saying it like that.
And that's nonsense. Never heard it like that at all.
Well, this'll have to be one of those for Kane's place name campaign, don't you think?
If herself says that it is time for something, anything, then you must drop everything and do it.
Everything's been dropped?
Everything has been dropped. And one thing that's been dropped
is the letter L.
I was hunting
the
and hunting
letter
for this
L.
Owen Vitch that you were talking to me about earlier. And there isn't an Owen Vitch, but there is one with an Owen Vitchel.
And you know what? When I was looking at the map this afternoon, at the end of that word, which
this
comes
is the
to
excuse
Vitch,
coming. It's quite a good one. Isn't
No, I want to tell off the Ordnance Survey lot about this because there's a longitude line going straight down where the L is. So it covers it over. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, that looks like there should be an L there. But I got the magnifying glass out and sure enough, there's all you can see is a longitude line. So they should have just moved it a millimetre to the west.
We'll let you off this time.
Will we let the Royal Ordnance Survey off with it though? Well, I don't know to make an official complaint.
They do occasionally. They put, well, not only occasionally, frequently. I think it's all the time. On their maps, they put mistakes in terms of the place names deliberately, so that they can find if anyone is copying their maps. Because if they've put a mistake in, and someone else has the same mistake, but only the same mistake and no other mistakes, then they're onto a pretty solid winner that says, actually, you've just copied my map.
But you would have been able to read this map as Vitchel in probably up until about 1760, 1780, because they didn't have longitude then.
No, indeed. Anyway, to putting the listener out of their troubles.
They're on the edge of their seats, Philly.
Concerns. Owen Vitchel would be the river of Michel, which would be Michael. So Michael's River, basically. And this stream ran through Michael McGawn's land, the Gary Moor, or the Gera Moor, I should say. So there we go. And there's another Owen in Calby in Arbury, and that is the Owen Vallow, the Dum River. And the term Dum is applied to slow-moving, sluggish streams. This stream is a boundary between Arbury and Maloo and was probably the ancient boundary between the Lord's lands and the lands of the Abbot of Rushen. And actually, I know a lot about it because it runs through the family farm, Pool Vash, and actually you look at some of the quite old maps, and there's lakes surrounding it, and it was I think the river is obviously put in to try and drain some of these lakes, but there's not an awful lot of fall on the river, which is why it is what it's termed the Dum River, because of its slow-moving, sluggish nature. So that's the Owen Vallow. A few others while we're here. There's lots of Ballas. There's Ballacalla, Callow's farm, Ballacannel, Cannel's farm, Ballacazine, or Ballacarran, which is Carran's farm, Ballacharry, which is the farm of Thomas McSharry, according to the manorial roll in 1511. Ballacurloch, which is Sherlock's farm. Ballachrink, hill farm, the farm of the hill. Ballaclegg, Clegg's farm. Claare is the Clark's farm, or a fella called Clark perhaps. Comish, Comish's farm. Crigeen, Crigene's farm. Cricket. Apparently there was a fella in 1703 called John Cregat, and that's where it possibly comes from, but it could be Mac Rickard or Vic Rickard. Rickard is the Manx for Richard, so it could be Richard's farm. There's so many Bellas in Arbury. We'll do a couple more. Cross farm, not unsurprisingly. Cry. Now this is an interesting one. It could be Cry's farm, but there is a rather romantic suggestion that it is the farm or place of the gallows where the people were hung, and Cry in Manx would be the word for hanging. Probably more likely to be Cry's farm from a personal name, but who knows?
Gosh.
And then, yes, a couple more. Ballacubban and Ballacurfey. Curfey's farm, Cubban's farm. And loads more ballas that we can get to on another occasion.
I've got one more Owen to throw in, another tributary to the Silverdale. This one runs from St John's down through Ballaquail and joins the Silverburn River just north of the Monk's Bridge and just south of the Silverdale Glen area. So it comes in there, and that's Owen Roy.
And that's the Red River. This river takes its name from the fact that its course is strewn with boulders and stones washed down from the granite mountain where it has its source. Of course, you've got Braew, the Red Way or the Red Road. Isn't it?
I wonder if that's iron oxide.
Well, could be. But there we are. So, and there's another one, Owen Reesht, the River of the Moor, which exists somewhere in Maloo, but I'm not quite sure where. And it's time for us to hear from the Who. This is Mongol.
Stationen Nation Radio Vannin.
Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
What do you think of those fellas?
Absolutely mighty.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. Yeah.
Well, that is Zia maize, which is Basque. Is it either Basque or Latin for maize? And Negua Joan da ta. Winter is gone.
Wonderful.
And it is. It really has gone, although...
They're still howling on to it.
Tuesday's sort of threatening a bit, isn't it? But yeah.
Let me go. Let me
Yeah.
go to the Basque region. I think I'll put Basque region onto my holiday list, actually.
No, it's that's a fine piece of music, that one. Yeah, very impressed with that. Anyway, you were telling us... Well, actually, before you tell us, Graham, apologies, I missed this one when it came in, after the Skeeal piece of music. Very kind of you to say this. Loved it. Is it on the system? Deserves to be heard on other shows. Well, it is on the system now, but whether anyone else will play it, I don't know.
Which song are you referring to?
That was the Skeeal one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is nice. Well, I think I think it was. The message came in at about the time that we were playing that. So.
And there's a good Thornton Builders version of that as well,
Yeah.
flying around somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Well,
somewhere in the ether.
We must find it.
Aye.
So, what you were telling us about was mills and tributaries and things flowing into rivers. And
Yes,
all of
absolutely. We'll do one more because we've got a whole scotch of stuff to get through yet as well. So we've been up to the upper Grenaby Mill, and of course we've got our lower Grenaby Mill as well, down on the bridge there, down on the dip, where I'll... Johnny Squarefoot's living as well.
Yes.
And that mill's still there. Of course, there's no wheel to it. I don't think even the mill pit's there. Not much information in the archaeology book about actually what's going on at the Grenaby Mill down in the dip there. Could be a number of things. But the mill's still there. It's built out of granite. They're a mighty building. Not particularly huge, but it's good as well. Then we head down further south down the Silverdale, past Prescott's, which is a lovely little collection of what do you call it? Tholtons. Do you know Prescott's at all? That lovely collection of Tholtons. There's a well there.
And whereabouts are you?
So I've gone from Grenaby Dip and I'm following the footpath down to Mullinaccarty.
Yeah.
So Prescott's is about halfway along there. I believe he used to be a tailor.
Right.
However, there isn't a mill there, but it's very nice anyway. I just thought I'd throw that in. And then we'll get to Mullinaccarty, which of course these days it's more of the Cub Scouts and sort of area and all that sort of thing. But back in the day, it was a fulling mill. So it would have been pretty noisy there. So that's lots of sort of hammer blows and things to soften up wool and all this sort of stuff. So when these fulling mills came into sort of around the island in the 18th century, the locals weren't too pleased with them because they always said it drove the little fellas out of the glens.
Well, yes, they wouldn't like
they
it.
Didn't like the owl
like
noise, you
noise.
see.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
and there you
And
go.
Right too.
Quite right too, yes. It's
yeah.
bad enough with various radio stations playing out in the coming off building sites and all this sort of thing.
Well, at least when
but a fulling mill.
Well, using the
and
wrong
tuck
CD
mills as
player,
well.
that helps. While you're in that vicinity, I remember Georgie Garrett at the bottom of Grenaby and the Grenaby Dip there. There's the footpath that you head out along. I remember the late Georgie Garrett telling me, well, I was ploughing in this field and I came across this whopping big stone, terrible big stone. There was a terrible scrape from the plough as we went over it. And I thought, we'll catch that one next year and try and get rid of it.
Because they slowly come up, don't they?
Yeah. So anyway, of course, traditional farming practices, you cross-plough. So one year you plough, I don't know, north-south, and the next year you'd plough east-west or whatever it would be. So next year, he says, I was in the same field and I ploughed and another big scrape along this stone and I didn't couldn't get it up. And anyhow, the third year I was ploughing in the field and I thought, right, we'll get this fella out. And sure enough, they managed to get the stone out, and I just throw it. I throw it to the hedge there and just left it. And a few weeks later, there was these antiquarian ones coming along, and they seen the stone, and they said, "And my gosh, there's a Manx cross here." and it was just the line where the plough had gone over. Yes, Georgie was great at a story, and he was he told a wonderful story about Johnny Squarefoot, wasn't it?
Yeah. It seems to swap from Johnny and Jimmy. It's
Tremendous. But
tremendous
anyway,
stories. Yes.
We're now almost late for the weather. So yes, I think we have some bits of fidgeting to do here. Let me just move that fella down there, and that fella can go there, and that fella can go there. Yes, right.
Manx Radio.
Home of Flume-Free Fridays. Manx Radio.
And that of course is our cue for the final little update on the weather, and of course be a chirimus gelsen who's move fast to Jew. Let's just go beg on the jig frasnig as be an a slug geark na sama Jew as be a chirimson who's move merach as esh be fria chitrish morage mert vis chit the ve shia fria na sama sale.
Any showers tonight will be few and far between. The wind's backing off and largely dry tomorrow with sunny intervals, very isolated showers, outbreaks of rain developing Tuesday and getting a bit more windy.
And of course that is also our cue for a Manx track, and I thought to myself, bearing in mind in the next studio in half an hour's time Bobby Bob will be in with the wonderful Claare Gale. I thought we'd listen to this one. This is from the Mollag Band.
Galla's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
Did thee ever hear tell of old Bobby Bob? No! And his woman, Margaret Ann. She used to call him a knocked big slob if the bird slip out of his hand. And bless me soul and the fuss she'd make when he'd sled it with his thumb on the soda cake. Slob she'd roll wherever was they brought up at all. A Bobby would seldom answer her back, and he'd hate away and his lips would smack. Noise like the mucking wind nowadays. Put thy scathing down on thy plate. A Bobby would say quiet and slow, I'm putting it down where it's meant to go.
Good noise like the mucking wind nowadays, and put thy scathing down on thy plate. Bobby, you say quiet and slow,
I'm putting it down where it's meant to go. Bobby weren't a bad old soul at all, but he's mighty fond of a drop for all. But they say that the constant nagging and frown sent Bobby to town. His trouble was to down, and herself would be down on his track to give him Cadea when he got back. But that's where Margaret Fark was stuck like water off the wing of a duck.
and the sun would be on his track to give the air when he got back. But that's why Margaret Bob was stuck
Like water off the wing of a duck. She thought, I'll cure him, no, I'll give me pal Bobby Bob what for. So next time Bobby's going to town, herself and the friggin' all prowl around and works herself all into a fidge, and off she goes to the Dollock Bridge, waiting there for Bobby to come by, and I will cure that rascal a rum. Aye, and I will cure that rascal a rum. Hadn't to wait that long, for yonder was Bobby coming strong for the narrow bridge, tacking his way just like a ship in a heavy sea. I frightened him out of his skin, she said, and she flung a sheet all over her head, and rushing to meet him with a scream, damn Bobby not halfway over the sleeve.
I'm frightened him out of his skin, she said, flung a sheet right over her head, and rushing to meet him with a scream.
Damn Bobby not halfway over the sleeve.
I've come to claim thee, Bobby Cow. Come with me for round the jowl. I dare thou, says Bobby, and he blinks and leers. I'll give us the hand, bar, friggin' no fears. And I live with thy sister for 40 years.
Come to claim me, Bobby Cow. Come with me for round the jowl. Give your hand, boy, friggin' no fears.
And I live with thy sister for 40 years.
And that was the Mollag Band with old Bobby Bob, and finished off there. I think it's Moramai as manners, I think, and Raina Fee, of course. Yes, two tunes at the end there.
Wonderful.
Marvellous stuff.
And talking about the our local musicians and dancers and everything, I've got the results here for last week's Pan Celtic 2026 in Carlow.
If you don't want to hear the results, turn away now.
Because it's already happened. And well done. So what a wonderful festival. You've been there, I've been there. It's a great occasion. I've been all around Ireland for 4 different ones with a couple of bands myself, but it was just wonderful. I do like it. So anyway, the results are in. And what did we get? We've got 4 winners here. The traditional singing in a group, Manon with Smunacht Mai, got 2nd place. Well done. Well done. Duets, senior. Manon also had a 2nd place with Jack McLean and Owen Williams. Well done, guys. That's wonderful. Solo dance junior. Manon get a 3rd place with Cara Rolls. So well done, Cara. That's wonderful. And new invention dance, which I'm not too sure what it is, but I'm sure it is exactly what it says on the tin. Skeeal Noah from Manon, who got a 3rd place as well. So that's 2 thirds and 2 seconds, which within that competition is mighty. It's well done, guys.
And the Manxies holding their own, which is great to see.
2 seconds and 2 thirds. I think that's marvellous.
Marvellous stuff. Well, that's great. Yes, it's a tremendous thing. The Pan Celtic Festival. And I know the Mollag Band have been, and
I've been with Bisky, Thornton Builders.
Lots of great memories made there,
and some hazy ones too.
Yes, probably. I remember the last time I was there, myself and Paul Rogers out playing our fiddles at sessions in pubs of all places. And it was tremendous. I think we were sat on a pool table playing fiddles. And the trouble is, I don't play my fiddle often enough these days. And I was worrying a bit. Well, was I going to be any good? And maybe just scratching a bit at it. But no, it was great. And I thought, yes, I should do this more often. It's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had some cracking sessions where I thought my mandolin playing was absolutely tremendous, but I was absolutely full of poachine at the time, so I think I might have been a bit jaded of how well I actually was playing.
But the great thing is, everyone else is full of poachine as
they
well.
Certainly were. Yeah. All right, well done to all the contestants who went to the Pan Celtic last week, and I just wondering just how many of these guys came home with a horse. You never know. Or 2 even.
That's a long story, that one. We'll get onto that another day.
Another day.
So, what's
with the long face?
What we have now, hopefully, because I've got the right CD player lined up, is...
Appalachian Tune of the Day?
It is, yes.
Oh, marvellous.
Tell us what joy we have to listen to.
Well, I'll tell you all about why we've got Appalachian Tune of the Day after this, when I can plug my next 4 programmes that are coming up. But today's Appalachian Tune of the Day is from Tommy Jarrell. Tommy Jarrell is... when was he born? He was born in 1901, passed away in 1985, and he was from Surrey County in North Carolina. I sort of know him more as a fiddle player, but he's a banjo player as well. And this little tune's called Ducks on the Mill Pond.
Well, I want God creation to put a little wife in a big plantation. Ducks in the mill pond, geese in the ocean, all them pretty girls just in the ocean. Rain come wet me, the sun come dry me, stand back, pretty gal, don't come anigh me.
And there we are.
Tommy Jarrell.
Tommy Jowl or
Jarrell.
Jarrell.
Yeah, Ducks on the Mill Pond by Tommy Jarrell.
And mighty it was too.
Which gives me a good chance to plug my next 4 radio programmes, which are going to start in June.
Well, if you must.
If I must. So you may or may not recall, just the back end of last year, I had a 4-part series on Island Life called New World, Old Ways, where we are discovering and discussing Manx emigration to the New World, the United States. And the next 4 programmes, which will conclude this series, so this will be programme 5, 6, 7 and 8, we'll be looking at mostly 18th and 19th century travels. And it will be music, it'll be early medicine and herbalism, language and what sort of language the Manx people were speaking at the time. The majority of them were bilingual, it seems. Yeah, and on the 8th programme, we'll just be concluding off this 8-part series. And what I've tried to create, and it's such a huge subject, I haven't even talked about their sort of economic status of these people, because they all weren't poor who went there. But what I'm trying to correlate is when the listeners have heard all 7 programmes, there'll be something they can identify with, that they're not an anonymous emigree. They'll hear about folklore, they'll hear about language, they'll hear about customs and superstition and music, and there'll be stuff in there that people can still relate to, because our culture hasn't really changed that much. So the final programme, which I'm delighted to say that Manx Radio have agreed to put it out on the Thursday, because it's on Island Life and it goes out on Thursdays. So the final programme to conclude this will be on the Thursday the 2nd of July, which is 2 days before the 250th anniversary of American independence. And the next day will be the 1047th day meeting of Tynwald.
It will, you're right.
So one thing I want to make quite clear about this programme is that it is about Manx and American culture, and it's nothing to do with politics, because let's face it, they've been crossed off a lot of people's Christmas card list presently, but it's just the embrace of culture, and I'm really looking forward to the final guest in particular for the last show, and congratulating and saying thank you so much to everyone who's contributed to this, because they are truly academics, the people I've talked to, and we'll talk about that as we get a little bit closer, but it's coming up in June.
Marvellous. Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's something to be listening to when you're sheltering from the rain as the TT is going ahead. Hopefully, we'll have a better TT this next TT fortnight. But
Yes, because it threw it down last year.
it did. Right, time now for Lola from the Kinks. As Manx as the Manx language. They should have a year for that.
I met her in the club down in Old Soho, where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. C-O-L-A cola. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said Lola. L-O-L-A Lola. Lola, Lola, Lola. Well, I'm not the world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine. Oh, my Lola, 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 Lola. Well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman but talked like a man. Oh, my Lola, 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 Lola. Well, we drank champagne and danced all night under electric candlelight. She picked me up and sat me on her knee. Said, "Dear boy, won't you come on with me?" Well, I'm not the world's most passionate guy, but when I looked in her eyes, well, I almost fell for my Lola. Lola, Lola, Lola. Lola, Lola, Lola. I pushed her away. I walked to the door. I fell to the floor. I got down on my knees. I looked at her and she at me. That's the way that I wanted to stay, and I always wanted to be that way for my Lola. Lola, Lola, Lola. Girls will be boys and boys will be girls. It's a mixed up, muddled up, shook up world. It's up my Lola. Lola, Lola, Lola. Well, I left home just a week before, and I'd never ever kissed a woman before. But Lola smiled and took me by the hand and said, "Dear boy, I'm gonna make you a man." Well, I'm not the world's most masculine man, but I know what I am, and I'm glad I'm a man. So it's Lola, Lola,
And that, of course, was Lola by the Kinks. Well, we're almost out of time. Not quite yet, but
Not finished yet.
We've got a little bit of time left. And have you got to the end of that the mill story?
I don't think I'm going to get down to Castletown Bay this side of Christmas.
What do you like, man? You're too slow on it.
I'm taking a stroll, you see. I'm taking a stroll.
Forceful. Yeah.
But okay, we'll cross over the bridge into down at the Silverdale. Of course, Silverdale is, as we call it now, the Silverdale Mill is actually the Craig Mill. And my word, what a race they've got, or a mill pond, as we call it these days. Can't be a bigger mill pond or race than the Isle of Man, bigger than that one. It's absolutely marvellous. I don't actually know what happened at Silverdale Mill. I presume it was a grain mill. That's all I can say. And so...
yes, there's a lot to it, isn't there?
There is a lot to it, yeah.
You'd think it would be
It's
great.
a huge building.
Yeah.
And then if we go down, I'll probably pause here and because we're going to go down to the Ochre Mill, which back in its day was actually a flax mill. And so the Ochre and Umber Mill was actually a flax mill in 1767. And the Quails of Bridge Street house, the famous family, in 1868 turned it into an Ochre and Umber Mill.
Aye.
And it was really very productive because it used to be a big warehouse on the North Quay of Castletown, which wasn't demolished till after the Second World War, and that was the Umber House on there.
Right.
So it just goes to show just how much productivity they had there.
And where were they getting umber from?
There's umber pits all over the big field for a start at Ballahot Farm.
And there's nothing to do with taking umbrage, is it?
No, it's not. And the ochre, again, back up to Magnetic Hill and around the Kringle.
Yeah.
You can just pick it up off the floor. If you go through the plantation on a rainy day, you'll spot a lot of yellow stone in there. Easy to spot on a rainy day. But the ochre pits were all over, right the way up to Mackald as well. It seems to have something to do with the manganese, so particularly when there's limestone, and particular when there's granites, that's where you're going to get umber.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to stick it out in the old ground, yes, sir.
Well, that's about it.
Guller's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And yes, thanks for coming in. We're going to finish with Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen, and Bobby Barber's up next.
There's no time for us. There's no place for us. What is this thing that builds our dreams, yet slips away from us? Wants to live forever. Who wants to live forever? There's no chance for us.